But take a look at this. $67 billion are in this market. This is not the wellness market. I want to make this very clear. This is the longevity market. And we're going to be talking about it right now. Now, design and science are absolutely perfect together. In fact, it's a necessity. So I want to give some definitions very quickly. First of all, longevity design. What does that mean? That means wellness. It could be in hospitals, it could be at home, it could be in a hotel, it could be in a destination spa. But its purpose is to help people add years to their life, longevity. But we all know, if we have loved ones with Alzheimer's or dementia, that that's not really the goal. It's more healthy years to your life. So that's a different kind of designing. They all meld. There's a blur, but that is health span. There is a gradual shift in the definition of aging itself from something passive that just happens to us, that we can do nothing about, that's inevitable, to something that is measurable. I'm going to talk to you about a measurable item in a moment. Manageable. We can manage our aging, we can manage our health, and increasingly influenced by science and technology. And all that science and technology is filtering down to the hotel room, to the spa, and best of all, to the bathroom. So I want to talk to you about the bathroom for a second. For $90 on Amazon, you can buy my favorite scale. I get on it every day, and it has an app. My scale has an app. It's called Fit, F-I-T. And what does it tell me? You'd be shocked. It tells me my metabolic age, how much water is in my body, how much protein is in my body, my bone density. This is $90, right? And that price is probably going to go down. Of course, it tells me my BMI and my weight. Measurable. But if anybody here is designing these processes, in other words, deciding what's going to be in a hotel, what's going to be in a spa, there's two things to understand. Where the rabbit is that people want to take this and continue at home. It's very important that what they've been doing in their vacation, if you want to call it that, is translatable to their home. Now, I want you to understand that if people ask you, what business are you in? How many will say, I'm in the design business? Keep your hands up. How many people say, I'm in the health business, hotel business, husband? You're not in any of those businesses. You're in the habits changing business. That's your business. Your business is to bring people to a place in their life that they can't go on without you. Then they come back. So is the 60 plus traveler. So the ageless traveler is a hot commodity, but nobody knows it yet. I'm working very hard for everybody to understand that the action is right here, and I'll show you that in a second. You've all heard the word universal design, right? I did not want to get into it because you know this from the flood already. People have been talking about designing seamlessly, that's not ADA, that we're not all, just because we're older, we're disabled. The difference between that. So here's what we now can use and what we've learned. And I'm going to give you the slide because I deliberately made it long. It shows you how color sensitivity changes. Color does become less intense as you age. You need warmer colors. The lens on your cornea thickens. This is normal aging. This is not disability. It will happen to all of you. Certain kind of lighting does not work. The glare becomes harder for people who are older. This is just little things. Those little things, though, are good for everybody. That's why it's now called universal design. But what you need to work on, for those of you here that are actually designers, is to make these changes invisible. Make this part of the experience.